Hello, is this thing on? I hope we are all doing well. It has been a hot moment, so I'm hoping some of you have found some models that you want to paint. If not, what are you doing? Go get some models. This is a hobby stream, not a watching stream. Although, don't tune off. Hello, James. Well, that's a fantastic beard. I assume you mean the Bears, but if you mean myself, thank you very much. After having shaved it off a couple of months ago, I'm glad to see that it's back with a vengeance. And unless I lose another bet, it's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Hello, Kevin. I hope you've got some stuff handy you normally do. Do you know what? I was congratulating myself. I was going, oh, well done, Sam. You know, it's the first stream, first time you've been around. You know, you haven't been traveling because you've been traveling for work a lot. So it's great. Everything's going well. And what happens? I take my models, which we're painting the bears for the Mythic Battles strategy game, and I go to take it off of. Well, let me put it to the down one. It's called in game. I should probably change that at some point. But look at that. I lifted the model off. And I snapped the handle half directly off of it. So, yeah. The stream has already started with a tragedy. Oh, now, why? That video is going in and out. Let's change that focus to set. Apply that so you don't all get seasick watching that. But yeah, one of the best things about the Bjornlings, the axes, and I snapped it off. Don't pick your models up off of the off the stuff by pulling them like that, because that's what happened. But how is everybody? I hope you've managed to do some hobbying in the interim, and if you have, post about it in the Discord. Discord is linked down below, so you can always share all the pictures of things that you are doing as we go along. This is got to be one of my favourite bear models, period. Grimbjorn. So nice. And you know what? The sculpt actually came out really nice. There was a couple of mold lines to do, but not too bad. But look at that face. Look at that. Then we've got Bjorn, who I still like, but not quite as much. He definitely looks like an old bear, doesn't he? He looks like he's kind of past his prime. Did any of you do the old mythic battles? What am I talking about? Middle Earth strategy battle game. I have a quote to read out. I have been threatened by James. He says, I might even give you a like if you say during the stream that Iron Hills are clearly the best army for Middle Earth strategy battle game, and it's a shame they are not available in the shop right now. So Iron Hills are the best army in. I hope someone's reading my blinks to show that I'm a hostage. The best army in Middle Earth strategy battle game. There you go. I said it. I said it, man. I said it. Give me my like. What you didn't see is I was crossing my fingers off stream. So, obviously the best army is the Bjornlings, except I've never played with them, so they might not be the best. But I'm sure they will be. Kev says he's painting the first thing in forever. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. He is painting the Big Daddy, the Slan Boy. Not Slan. Wrong game. Oh, what's he called? How embarrassing you call yourself a nerd. Hut. There we go. Do you know there's actually a Hut Jedi? I would absolutely love to see one of these Huts actually using like Speed Force to like sprint around the place. That would be exceedingly funny. But that is very cool and very nicely done. And of course you have two of them to paint. Kevin says, I mean, Iron Hills are led by Billy Connolly, so you got to agree with him. I mean, yeah, he's pretty good. That is a cool model. That's a cool model. What is the best mount, though? What do you think people think is the best mount. I like, personally, the pigs. I like big pigs. And you could be a big pig too. Huh. How could I possibly have mislaid my paints? There they are there. There we go. Gotta get the dust off of them. It has been that long. So, bears. I think I'm going to start with Grimbjorn just because he is... Oh, do I want to start with my favourite model first? That feels dangerous. Neutral grey, we'll probably need that. Black glaze, Panzer grey, black, probably want that. Brown, yep, that sounds good. This, whatever this is. Orange brown, well, nothing wrong with a bit of ginger in there. And genuinely one of my favourite colours, not this one. This one is okay. Snakebite leather. Does anyone remember snakebite leather from your original Games Workshops? That was good. Another brown. Any more greys? German grey, as opposed to normal grey. Okay. Grey green. I guess they say you're supposed to put some colours in there. And Grimbjorn, I want some greens. So let's have some green, stone grey. That definitely looks green to me. You know what? I'll do. Kim says half fell beasts are my favourite personally. No, I just meant in general, like your favourite, like they're your favourite mounts of all time. Like if I was to say you get to have a mount, which mount would you choose? That's what I'm asking you. Right. Do I have a contrast paint handy? Because if so, that would start my journey much quicker. We have some washes handy. We have, after the previous stream, this is how little painting I've done. Literally, all the paints from the previous stream are still in here, which actually might work. Hardened leather. Although, my stream about reactivating speed paints is propping up again, so now I'm looking at the speed paint going, do I want to do that to myself? Do I? What's this? Graveyard grey. Sure, why not? Shaiish purple. Probably want green actually. Let's keep that green. I think I'm gonna do. I swear I haven't used that much super glue applicator. Look at it. I think I had one of those special seals around it, and because I've snapped it off, it's slowly evaporating. Forget Games Workshop paint bottles. This is where it's at. Element Games. Evaporating alcohol. No, pigment powders. That's no use to me. Oh wait, 9 minutes in and not a single bit of paint on a brush. How can I even call myself a painter? I've not painted anything. Right, grab this big chunky brush. Let's see, is this a brown? It's a grey. That'll do. Basilica grey. Let's check how dark it is. Kim says, okay, apologies. Are we counting non-living things or just living mounts? I mean, you're going to have to extrapolate on that. I have absolutely no idea what you are referring to. Have you got like a big stone monster in mind? Are you a fan of like Link? What's it called? What are they called? Tantaluses? Tontaluses? Something like that? I don't think I'd want like a skeleton dragon. Nothing's quite like a scary Dane on a pig charging your leader. I'm hoping I'll try that at the tournament in 2 weeks. If any of you go into the Element Games tournament, do let me know. I'd love to come say hi. there was a wing of a fell beast, so I'm afraid, Kevin, your favourite mount now is one wing less. Right, let's see. Bloop. I don't know about anyone else, but I swear contrast paints get darker over time. Maybe that's just me. Let's make it a bit lighter. Let's use medium sea grey. Nah, neutral grey. Oh, what about Thranduil on mount? Ooh, that is true. Do you know what? That's one of those models you have to be really careful with, because that giant stag model is bitchin'. But I don't want to... Oh, that was a dumb move. But I don't want to have to collect an entire army just to own that one model. So Thranduil is an excellent shout. Kind of bring an ATST to the party is what I mean. Does a Warlord Titan count as a mount? I don't know. I think Kevin, I think I was meaning fantasy. Yeah. Sorry. I'm going to say fantasy. Colin says, on elf with lots of attacks. On elf? Is that a typo and you meant elk? Or are you thinking of Thranduil riding another elf into battle? I mean, the, what's his face? The Easterling Dragon Emperor does that. He rides on the backs of his little chariot. So yeah, sure, why not? Oh, have I made a terrible mistake? This looks pretty light. But remember, always dries darker. If someone... Oh, no. You can't take it back, Colin. It's said elf. That's canon now. The best mount you can ride is Thranduil riding another elf. Oh, that's not very PG, is it? Hang on a minute. I'm going to get cancelled. That's something I need to do. So folks, I am thinking about doing something really dumb. And my friends have told me it's really dumb. I'm still thinking of doing it. You know how you have advent calendars? What I'm thinking of doing is taking a whole bunch of challenges, and it has to be challenges that I can do in an hour and edit in an hour. And I want to do a different challenge, so I'm basically going to release 24 videos in 24 days. Just because I haven't had a chance to do videos at all. So what do you think? Is that doable? Is it crazy? And if it's doable, give me some ideas so I can blatantly steal them. I'll even write your names down and give you credit for the idea. A couple of ones I've thought of would be use your bits box to create something. Because the idea is I want challenges that the you guys can do as well if you decide you want to. I'd post it in the morning, whatever I drew out, and then by the evening, hopefully have a video. So one of them would be make something out of your bits box, which I've already got an idea of what I'd probably want to do. Is that cheating? Is it cheating or a pre-plan? There has to be fan art of Thranduil and another elf on second box. That can't end well. Some things were never meant to be Googled. Well, I mean, I am no coward. Let's have a look. Safe search is not on. Safe search is not on. So, Thranduil riding an elf. It auto-corrected to elk. You know that's not what I want, Google. You know that's not what I meant. I think it's using the word elf as Thranduil. Riding another elf. Elf. Okay, someone else with better Google foo will have to find that, because I have not found it. Sad time. How about Thranduil? One more. Thranduil getting a piggy back. What's this for? Oh, that's weird. That's scary. Hey! Oh, that's not Thranduil. That's Toriel and Keely getting a piggyback. Okay, I'm afraid I have failed you. I couldn't find a picture of that. Probably just as well. Paint a whole mini in nothing but whites. Dude. Harsh. Paint a mini with only a dry brush. Oh, please. I did that all in the stream, didn't I? I painted the entire Lord of the Rings Journey of Middle-earth with nothing but a dry brush. So I've done that challenge already. Paint a mini with something that's not a paintbrush. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. That's good. That's 2. I like it. I like it. See, I knew that this malarkey, people say, oh, you know, it's hard. You just steal from someone else. That's the real key to it. Let's put a really thin wash on his face. Might regret this. I don't regret it. Whew, close one. Although, when you do this level of thick wash, it makes you wonder what was the point in doing the original Zenithal. Right, you can go away. Shoo. I mean, strictly speaking, that could be just straight up done. So what other games do I have to say is the best to get a like? What have I got to say to get your like? I'll demean myself. I don't mind. Right, brown wash. What have we got? Let's go for... Do I do it? Do I trust speed paint? I'll try one of his paws. That's the best I'll do. I'll try a paw. James says, paint a mini with something that's not a paintbrush. Yeah. I like that idea. See how many minis you can speed paint in an hour. Just tabletop stand. I like it. I like it. What models, though? What models would I do that to? I'm sure I've got another army of stuff. Alright, let's see. Okay, it's way too light. I thought I was going to have the opposite problem. I thought I was going to have it way too dark. It's very ginger. Oh my god, I could paint him as Winnie the Pooh. No. Have you, if you've never watched North of the Border, you should definitely check out his video where he scratch builds. He's an amazing sculptor. And he scratch builds a Winnie the Pooh, but like an evil Winnie the Pooh that's just eating someone, and it's a great video. Oh, if my music's coming through, please do let me know. It is not copyright-free music. Somehow I don't think my singing could get me copyright striked. Could get me struck, but it's not for copyright. Paint a mini in the style of a famous artist, Picasso. All mine inspired by Picasso. And don't have faces. What have you been painting, James? Get them in Discord, that sounds good. Yeah, Kevin. Bully that boy. I mean, persuade him. That's one thing I like. Everyone in the Discord so far, they're posting is we are all in it together. Oh, I found the missing axe. His bear form had caught it. That's good. I'll need to find some super glue. You're not bad at painting. Stop it. That's something that has been perpetuated by social media. We all think we need to be gold and demon winners. That's not the case. I've never seen a painted model I didn't like. I have, however, definitely zenithally sprayed a model and then painted it and gone, it's better in black and white. There's a meme that's Winnie the Pooh, and it's like unpainted plastic, and it's a normal Winnie the Pooh in black and white. Then it's a zenithally highlighted model, and it's the Winnie the Pooh, the Godfather one in black and white, and it's like, yeah, and then it's the last one is my painted model, and it's just a splodge of brown. I was like, I feel that meme right there. Maybe we should have a channel dedicated to memes in the Discord. I do like a good meme. It's the same thing with liking a good pun. Someone in my course today said, what kind of jokes do you like the best? And I says, well, I love punography. And they looked at me funny. So, yeah. Gotta be careful how you admit to that one. Boop. I'm trying to think, will this be my first tournament since lockdown? No. I've done a couple down in Nottingham. Could have been, though. It's my first Middle-earth strategy battle game tournament in donkey's years. I haven't played it since back in the day. When it was released? 2000 and something? I think every model that you paint is better than a better painter who hasn't painted something. Take that to the bank. You are better than Roman Lapotte's unpainted models. Yeah. Kevin says, I'm sure you aren't, James. Get them up on the Discord. If you're painting, you're improving. I painted my first in about 3 months, and I got so mad at my fast search fingers. God, yeah. Do you know what? Genuinely, Kevin, I would say using a bigger brush does help. Because it forces you to learn. Whereas if you use a small brush all the time, it just takes forever. Or maybe that's just because I want the models done and dusted. What's the disclosure they always say when you're watching a program? Take everything I say with a huge pinch of salt. I mean, he's definitely brown. The problem is, will any of these layers dry in these 3 hours? I haven't even got all the rest of the Bjornlings built. I guess I could finish the Romans. I was on to the basing of them. Pretty pleased with that. That was 2 streams, 4 hours, 50 models. There's a thought, Kevin. If I was going to do the painting in 1 hour, am I allowed to use spray cans? Because if so, remember I did the video about painting 200 Tau with nothing but spray cans? I reckon I could set a large record on that. There we go. Go brown bear. Brown bear, brown. James says, I only paint in angry spurts when the grey gets too much and everyone else has fully painted armies. I like there's a guy who does funny skits on YouTube. He does lots of shorts, and he did a joke about that. It was like people that are liars, and one of the people was like, I only buy stuff when I only buy stuff when I've painted all the rest of the stuff. Mythical people. Kevin says, what have the Romans ever done for us? True. But their shields do look good. I've got a friend that was actually in the Gladiator movie. And he says, if you ever want to spot him, look for the dead tree on the right hand side. And that's him in front of the dead tree. Because apparently what they did is they got a whole bunch of rugby players from around the UK to be the barbarians. Which is pretty appropriate. And he made sure to stand in front of a tree to make sure he was in it. So every time I watch it, I send him a picture of himself. Right, I need a clean brush. And I need some pure speed paint. What do we think? Do we think Army Painter's sort of response to speed paint saying, you know, we're trying to change our ways, we're doing it, do we think it's real or do we think it's just a marketing stunt? They've hired a bunch of YouTubers to be their testing team. What do you think? Real, genuine, or fad? Oh my goodness. Yikes, that's scary. It's like giving him a brown wash, but like only in the recesses. So his face is still like grey. That's terrifying. Let's try putting a thicker one on. That's better. Actually worked remarkably well. I mean, he is a brown bear. Nobody can deny he's not a brown bear. So Kevin's doing some Jabba the Hutts. James, have you got some painting on? Are you painting some models just now? Or building some models? Oh, first poll of the day. Let's see, how do I add a poll? Oh my goodness, it's been so long I can't even remember. Start poll. What colour are the dice in this packet? Okay, so I have a dice packet, and these are for the game Moonstone. And if you look, here are some lovely Moonstone dice. So they're sort of creams and blues and turquoises. They're almost like quartz. So my question to you is, what colour are the dice in this box? Do you think they are same as the packet? So that would be something like quartz. Do you think they are maybe something completely different? So it's actually a trick and it's an empty packet. Or do you think that in actuality it is some other colour completely unrelated? What do you think? What colour are the dice in this packet? These lovely Moonstone dice. I mean, look at them. Clearly they're that wonderful colour. Of course they are. That's what the pack art says. Yeah. Moonstone's really good. I want to do, I think one of my videos, one of the sort of the hour ones might be to record either how to play Lord of the Rings strategy battle game, or maybe how to play Moonstone. Right, where is that head? Give me the head. And super glue. So do. Lovely. Oops. Here it is. That's never going to glue, is it? Ugh. I don't even remember which way up it was. That way? Surely not. I mean, I can't be the only one who's broken a model and you absolutely know it's never going to go back together again. Well, on the bright side, I didn't lose it outside. Might have just lost it inside. Where is it gone? Well, that's gone. You've watched a whole array of emotions on this stream. I lost the piece, was really sad, found the piece, was really happy, and now I've lost the piece again. Well, I'll just have to try and remember to grab that later. Before I hoover. Okay. So, 100% of people thought that it was the colour that it said on the box. You thought I was playing a trick on you. They're blue. They're just blue. Now, to be fair to them, it is sold in a see-through packet, so if you don't look, is that really their fault? Maybe. Maybe. Right. Let us get some of this guy painted with his no axe. Maybe it's like super glued to my foot or something like that. Yeah, it's false advertisement. I agree. Let's see. What does the Forge World Grimborn look like? Forge World Grimborn. He is wearing... He is wearing not green. I thought he was wearing green. He's not. He's wearing brown. Well, Forge World, you're wrong. You're wrong. He should be wearing green. So I'm going to wear him green. Let's start off with a dark green. Bloop. Oh, that is dark. I would like some vibrance in that. Colin, are you working on anything at the moment? That's the idea of this. Every Wednesday at 7:30, we want to get into the habit of hobbying. Tell everyone to go away and paint some stuff. My friend George is very good. He really understands how to use the sort of the zenithal highlight. So he waters down the paints enough that the zenithal does all the work. It's the kind of thing I was hoping that speed paint and contrast would do, so you wouldn't need to do all the hard work. Anything to try and save yourself a little bit of work. I'm the kind of person who, let's say I've got some kind of problem at work that I need to solve with IT. I'll spend 2 hours trying to find out a way to do it more efficiently when I could have done the job already. I can't be the only one that does that. Spends far too long trying to find a shortcut. Oh, I'm pretty happy with that green. That's nice. Those models where you rotate it and you swear that some of the textures vanishes from one side to another. You're like, where's this great big sticky out cape? Where's it gone? I think it's there. Yeah, it's not even it's not just a tournament as well, it's a doubles tournament. And that I really haven't done it. Doubles tournaments, I used to do quite a few of them in the old world, whatever you want to call it, the original Warhammer Fantasy battles. But I have not done a huge number of them in other systems. Done some in Bolt Action. I think some games lend themselves to doubles more than others. But I'm hoping next year to get back in all the tournament circuits. I've especially missed doing Armada. The Kings of War Armada, that's the one with fantasy ships. Sail ships, but using orcs and elves and goblins and magic. If you ever played the original Games Workshop Man of War, that is kind of like what it's like. If you haven't watched Ollie from Broadsword Gaming's latest video on the timeline of Games Workshop, I thoroughly recommend it. That was a good nostalgia trip. He talks about all of the board games that have been released, all the sort of the mainline ones and where they went to and sort of how many releases they got. And that is cool. Cal posted in the Discord chat a link to Eric's Hobby Workshop's video that he recently did about More Time. And I do wonder if that's going to be make a comeback. It feels like they're re-releasing everything else at this point. So why not have a cheeky bit of More Time? My friend Sergey from MiniQuest 64 is currently printing out a massive board for More Time. Maybe when he's finished that, I'll fly out to Germany, go play on it. He's a massive fan of Warcry, so it's kind of a natural thing to also have liked More Time. Apparently he missed it. It's before his time getting into the hobby. This is giving me flashbacks to painting a wood elf army. All the green shades. One of the challenges I was thinking of was to use Orion, but it's the original. My brother painted it. It's like an old Orion model, the big chunky one. And I was thinking of like converting him, not painting over him, but keeping all the original paint job that my brother did, but turning it into like a little Christmas sort of diorama. So have a Christmas hat on him. Maybe add a red sack, because it's been damaged in several moves. It's missing some of the pieces. It's like when you used to try and sneak in like Yoda into your parents', what was it called? Nativity play? That's the real goal. Gonna go for a green theme on these Bjornlings. Greens and browns. They're quite a nice easy army to run in terms of models. You don't have that many, because I always liked, I think, skirmish games more. You know, when you have a sort of a lower number of activations you have to deal with, which is why I actually liked Warhammer Old World. Although you had lots of models, the actual number of activations you have is quite low, because it's just split amongst units, so you might have 6 units. So with this you have Grim Bjorn, and then you have his bear form. So you spend like a third of your points on just one big bear. Or in this case, I am running the Legendary Legion, which means I get both big bears. I've got Bjorn to paint as well, but I haven't done all the green stuff work on him. It's going to take quite a bit of work to get everything lined up. Whoa. But do let us know what you're painting. Right, what's next? He has grey, So if I do like a yellowy grey on his neck, let's go for, is that too bright? I could darken it down a bit. That's way too bright. Dark grey. Yeah, so my plan is basically, my friend's running one half of the Legendary Legion, I'm running the other, run up the field with 2 big bears and just have some fun. I do think we should all have one game that we not deliberately lose at per se, but that you're not good at, so that you can take it not seriously and have more fun. Because as soon as you go to a tournament, it does make it competitive. Definitely going to need to darken this down. How does everyone start their models? Do you guys start with the innermost colour? Or do you just paint whatever you feel like and regret your choice later when you're trying to paint the details? Hi Cal, I was just telling everyone about the video that you shared in the Discord. Eric's Hobby Workshop, the More Time one. Great choice in video. Absolutely love More Time. I've got some Middenheimers upstairs still in the loft. Although unfortunately I sold a lot of my original More Time stuff. I'd quite like to get, I think a lot of the people are doing it, they're getting the new Witch Hunter Warband. I think it's for Underworlds, and using those for More Time, because those are nice models. Okay, does he have any other fur? No. Okay. What are you working on, Cal? What have you got with us? Hopefully we'll see some more models in the Discord. Was it yourself that posted up the giant from the, what was it? From a charity shop or something, a kids thing? Because that was wicked, it was terrifying. Got my headset listening currently to a playlist 90s and noughties, and it's currently got Linkin Park playing. Talk about bands that you regret not seeing live. That would have been something. Castles of Glass. Kind of one of the more modern songs, isn't it? Oh, we're on to The Offspring. The Offspring is probably the band that I owned the most actual CDs for. Or did. I don't think I have many CDs anymore. Does anyone? The one that always amazes me is the compact discs. They absolutely pass me by. I remember when I bought my first audiobooks for the Horus Heresy books. Can't even use them anymore because I don't know at what point happened, but my laptop no longer has a CD player in it, so I can't even listen to the Horus Heresy anymore unless I get it on Audible eventually. Dee, dee, dee. Lord of the Rings is basically it's quite hero centric. In a way, it reminds me a lot of the 5th edition of Warhammer Fantasy, because your heroes are mighty creatures of war and you want to charge them into your battle and get them hammering up. However, I feel like they're more fragile than that they were in Warhammer Old World. Because if you manage to get, for example, Aragorn surrounded by goblins, all you need is 1/6, and if they don't have any might to change the dice roll, that's it. You can drown Aragorn and goblins, stab them to death. They also do heroic actions, so it really is key where they are on the battlefield, because where they are, they can, make your troops fight or move faster, or they themselves, of course, are beasts in combat. For that reason, if you've never played Lord of the Rings battle game, you should definitely try it out. It is, unironically, probably one of Games Workshop's best actual systems. If you ever fancy a game of it, do hit me up. I'd love to play it on Tabletop Simulator. That's one thing I do kind of miss about lockdown, is everyone was available for games like on Tabletop Simulator. We had leagues running all the time for the various Mantic games that I play, and then it just sort of died a death. And it's a shame, because it was really good to play with, especially people from all the way around the world. Maybe I'll try and get the Dreadball leagues going again. Because as we know, Dreadball is the best game in the galaxy. Lord of the Rings is fine, but until you've had a goblin punch an ogre's head off, can you really say you've played a proper game? This is such a nice model. Don't know if the autofocus will do it justice. I need some creams. Off-white. What's this? Sky grey. I do always wonder when people do videos about their massive paint collection hoards, how do people need more paints than this? And also, how many paints do people actually use from their collections? I bet you there's one shade that we all just universally never use in our paint collections, and it just sits there unloved. I'm trying to think what my least favourite colour would be. Maroon, maybe? Do I ever use maroon? No, I know what it is. It's the... Is it... No, Balthazar's from the old world. There's a gold. It's the new gold from Games Workshop. I say new. It's been out for a while now, and it used to be the main gold for their Stormcast Eternals, and it's kind of gold but green. That's a colour I really don't use much. What's it called? What's it called? Let me Google that. I gotta know. Let's see. Games Workshop gold. Workshop. Gold. Liberator gold. Oh no, it was Balthazar. Maybe it was Balthazar. It's either Balthazar or Liberator gold. It's like green when you get it out of the pot. Oh, who knows? That's cool though. Is Balthazar still a character? Is he still in the Age of Sigmar? Any Age of Sigmar experts in the chat? I'm hoping tomorrow to I'm playing a game with a friend, and I'm hoping to get a game of the Lord of the Rings. Not Lord of the Rings. What am I talking about? Total War, but with the whole lot in, the whole shebang. What do they call it? Immortal Empires? That'll be good. My problem is I always end up the vampires, because I really like the technique of just drowning your opponents in zombies, and then when they kill all the zombies, you come along to the spot that they just murdered all the zombies on, and then resurrect some really powerful units. You also never need to worry about feeding your populace or any silly woes like that. Another one I was thinking of was seeing if I couldn't get an emulator for what was my first, I want to say, Warhammer game, which was Shadow the Horned Rat. I absolutely adore Shadow the Horned Rat. One of the moments that I remember most vividly, and we're talking 20 odd years ago, is a moment where you meet Farser Flamestrike, who's like a flame wizard from the College of Magic, and he's like just battling this horde of goblins, and you get him and he's just as good as he is like before you recruit him, because you get that a lot in video games where you recruit someone who's badass and then you're actually on your team and they suck. But Farser Flamesight was great. You also get to meet like Gortrick from Gortrick and Felix, and he takes on a massive dragon by himself to defend you. You have to like run away from it. Did any of you play any of those? What is your Warhammer video games of choice? It's autoplayed Chop Suey. Maybe I could make a playlist. I wonder if I could make a playlist and have that like pre-prepped and not play the audio, but tell everyone to start play at the same time, and then that way we're all listening to the same music, but it's copyrighted music. That could work. I made when Trapped Under Plastic did their list of favourite songs, and someone made it on Spotify, so I went in and created it on iTunes. It gets an amazing number of hits, like thousands of listens a month. Be careful, if I do this too bright it'll look like cargo pants. I mean, to be fair, he is wearing a man bun, so maybe Bjornlings are... Oh, do you know what I should have done? I should have just painted them all in flannel shirts. Then I could have worn my flannel shirt and I would have looked just like them. I did it for one of my tournaments, for the Armada tournament when I was playing dwarves. I put my beard in braids to properly hang into the aesthetic. My brother-in-law bought for me these cool Viking beads for braiding. So I had properly the little braids with the beads in the bottom. Let's see. Do I want to use this as a base coat for skin? Yeah, sure. Why not? I've seen it at 40k events when you go and people are in full cosplay. That's cool. Can't say I'd want to see the expenditure it would cost to turn myself into Tau, though. Or I've got a bit of a runny nose, so I could actually go as a cosplay for the Death Guard. That would work. I mean, if I've already got the lurgy and a big belly. I wasn't sure how to respond when my my baby's hand signing. He goes to like sign language with my wife, and the lady there was like, "Oh, we can't get a Santa. Is there any chance you could play as Santa?" So, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. But if I do that, I promise I'll put some pictures in the Discord. They're all babies though, but you know, it would have been a good way to give everyone like board games or miniatures. Start them down that path easy. Does anyone remember who it was that first set you down this path of owning miniatures? More miniatures that you could possibly paint in a lifetime? For me, it was my brother. He was the dealer. He bought the 5th edition Old World box set with the Bretonnians and the Lizardmen and brought that back. And that was it. We were in trouble. We had started the long road of poverty. Till a couple of years ago, I still had the the old Slan model where he was sitting in his big throne as a big toad. But if they bring the old world back, I'll definitely get some Bretonnians. Always been tempted to paint like the livery and the freehand and stuff like that, since I didn't really get a chance to back in the day. Well, I did, but I was 10, so my idea of painting the livery was slap a little bit on and it was all done. I'd like to do a bit of a better job. I think I actually have some 3D printed Pegasi somewhere, so maybe I'll get them out. But if the old world vote did come back, what armies would people want to see represented? I reckon it's a pretty solid bet that we're going to get some Kislevs and we're going to get some Cathay. Partially spurned on by the sort of the success of the video games. It's one of those things. Is the game, the world of Warhammer Old World is so massive. There's always been so many other places in the world that they never explored. For example, you've got the entire continent of Inu, which is meant to have like people that ride elephants, etc., which is meant to be like sort of the dark continent of not dark continent, subcontinent of India. And then you've got Nippon, which is meant to be sort of your samurai, etc. What's their video called? What do I need? I need something. I need something for the cloth chest. He's got brown top, cotton shirt, and sort of khaki underhauls, and not green. So I've already gone off of the track. Let's see if I've got a bigger picture of him. Oh my goodness, he's so brown. He's got so much brown on him. We had the Lord of the Rings at the school. We had a games club at like lunch times. That's how I ended up getting into the Lord of the Rings stuff. So many people did. I remember the games clubs were all absolutely flooded for months because of the success of the movies, which was really cool to see new people in the hobby. I actually bought, there was a guy near me, oh there's a belt there, who was selling off a mimic with a tenner for it. So even though I don't have Harad, I now have a mimic. Although sadly he's missing some pieces. Needs some serious TLC. To be honest with you, just for a tenner, I was interested in the base because you can probably cast that base up to get some good bases for other models. And I think that's how Loki from Zorpazorp did it on his big board, using the mimic base to sort of cast it a bunch of times to get him the terrain on his battlefield. Can't say I was half jealous when he got that ginormous order from Games Workshop. He asked for 24 pieces of wall for the Osgiliath kit, and they sent him 25 Osgiliath kits, which is just crazy. It's telling me that my kilobit rate is too high. I have no idea what that means. It also says that the stream health is excellent, so not sure what that means. Let's see. There we go. Well, that's way too much paint. Still very firmly in the sort of mode of it's okay, paint it too bright because when you do a wash it'll tone it all down, and washes make everything better. So I'm not too worried that this is coming out very bright. It'll darken down. Got pink on now. Take the bets now though. Will the bears, having used speed paint on them, are they going to be dry enough before the end of the stream to do any more on them? Or am I going to be doing Grimbjorn for the entire stream? I don't suppose you're blonde by any chance, are you? No. Fine. Fine. It's a shame. I've got a lot of extra of this yellowy stuff left over. I could probably do the bracelets. What colour's the bow? Yeah, sure. Bow will be this colour. What does everyone else use for their wet palettes? I have to admit, not all your wet palettes are your dry palettes. I'm afraid I still have the habit of grabbing whatever sort of plasticky and not very dry anywhere near me. So today's is a plastic baggie, which held, I do not know, but it is a dry palette now. Same thing with if you look at all the pots. I can't be the only one who does this. As soon as you have any kind of pot in reach, you just end up covering it in paint. Everything's a dry palette if you try hard enough. Oh, you're looking really anemic. You look like you've lost some blood, mate. Right, what have I missed? There's a belt buckle there that should have been brown. Is it still dry? It is. Lovely. I was not intending to make a brown wash, but that's worked out beautifully. Perfect for the hair. I absolutely love it when you look at people that have done like the Space Marines where they've got the helmets off and they do stippling for the hair. Like you see this guy's got like a shaved scalp and they'll do like a little stipple effect all down it to make it look partially shaved. That's so good. Really feeling brave later and I have way too much time before the tournament, I might see if I can do some freehand tattoos on the side of his head. I mean, that head is just asking for it. Question is, should I make him a bit more ginger? To be honest with you, I don't even really remember Grimbjorn being mentioned in the... I don't think he's mentioned in the Lord of the Rings. Unless it's in the Aftermath. Like, when everyone, after the Battle of Five Armies, returns to their homes. Maybe it's mentioned that Grimbjorn is born. Or was already born. They have one of my favourite rules in the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game when they're the bear. They have a thing called Monstrous Charge, which means they can just knock flat anything, even if it's bigger than them, to represent their sort of their bear berserk rage. If your opponent has like a massive shield wall, doesn't matter. They'll just smash straight through them as long as they win combat. They don't win combat though, they're sitting ducks. So it all balances out. His boots are one of those moments when you're cleaning a model and you're like, is this detail? Is it flash? And you're really grateful that you check the photo before you start doing anything. Worst one I ever did that to was there's a model for the Termacan called something the Befouled, and I shaved so much detail off by the time I'd looked at a picture and went, dang it, that was meant to be part of it. If people have any more ideas for the 1 hour challenge, so what I want to do, if you missed it, was I want to do 24 videos from the 1st of December, so yeah, tomorrow, up to Christmas Day, where I want to do basically all of these different ones and try and do basically a video a day. But to do that, it has to be a video that would take an hour to, you know, record and an hour to sort of edit. It has to be quite easy videos. But I thought it'd be cool, like a sort of an advent colour thing. I don't know if I've seen anyone in our hobby do it. I've seen people in other hobbies do it. But I thought that'd be a cool idea. I wonder if I can zoom this in more. Let's see, live changing. Always a brave thing to do. What happens if I... Is there just a zoom button? Preview, lock, preview scaling. Lock preview? Nope. Can't believe on OBS there isn't just a zoom. Why can I not just hold a button and zoom in closer? Well, maybe my camera has it. Let's see. Figure out a video. Oh, hang on. That's looking good. That's definitely zoomed in, isn't it? There we go. Oh, what have I done? Can't tell where that was. There we go. Right, this guy needs some extra highlights on his skin. I know, Christmas music started to play. Santa Baby. That's not 90s music. Is it 90s music? Might be. Right. I was getting my own head about skin. Like, if it's green skin or purple skin or anything like that, no problem, just paint it. But as soon as it's human skin, that's it. It just feels like way more of a hurdle. remember Miniac did a video about it, and he was doing a video on like makeup. And he says that video really helped him with human skin. Clearly, I need to rewatch it. That's another thing that I would say to new painters is trying to patiently wait for a layer to dry, because you've got no idea what it'll look like until you've actually let it dry. Because right now this guy's looking a bit striped. See that jacket that came out so bright. Look how dark it's gone now. One video I'd love to make is about thinning paints and why you should do it. Because I always feel like nobody ever explains why. Why should you do it? Does it actually improve things? Apart from the obvious ones like not obscuring tons and tons of data. On me. Put your blame on me. Right, whilst that's drying, I think do some of the gold bangles. Oh, I would have been painting gold last time I was here actually. So it should already be out on the table. That is, gold. If it was a slightly bigger model, I might try and do non-metallic metal. I always find that the Lord of the Rings models are just that wee bit smaller, which makes everything all harder. Do you have any updates on people's paint jobs? We've been at it for 2 hours. I'm definitely waiting for when we've got the holidays. I haven't played any games in ages. Getting to actually just play some with these miniatures is going to be good in itself. That's why I quite like tournaments for that reason. You're going to go and you're guaranteeing you get to play a whole bunch of games, normally against a bunch of people or people that you've never met before. You're guaranteed nothing but gaming. Doesn't matter if you're good or not. It's all about getting to play. Most of the people there are the same. Just happy to be getting out of the house and getting some games in. This guy's got fancy boots. I've decided to go with gold for the sort of the weird line that's going up it, and I'm liking it. And again, notice how that skin that looked really contrasty made them look very zebra-y because of the way it's dried. It's made his skin nice and light now. So when I do a wash on it, it will darken all down. Right, bear, what do we think? Will the speed paint have dried? It's looking kind of dry. Not coming off of my fingers, that's good. And the other one, he's still drying, he's got a lot on. Do some dry brushing. Is that lighter or darker? Right, there we go. Now where are all my big dry brushes? That's not a dry brush. There was a little one a second ago. I mean, the obvious dry brush would be this nice one from Artis Opus, but I still cannot bring myself to use it. So I'm afraid you're going to go back in the box. And instead, there we go, a lovely cheap makeup brush. When people say that their high quality stuff lasts a lot longer, I often wonder if it's just because nobody wants to use it for fear of wasting it. I liked a video I saw where someone had made like a dry palette, but they just covered it in weird stuff. They had like ladders and barrels and stuff on all over it. So that is cool. This guy needs to be darker. This is too bright. It's not giving me enough of a contrast between like the high points and low points. My friend Rich is really good at blacks and whites. He decided that he wanted to do sisters, and so he decided to do them in a monochrome scheme. And he just wouldn't paint any other models until he'd done those. So he just basically mastered the two hardest colours to paint, I would say. There's not many other colours I dread more than black and white. I feel like he's missing his tail. Is he meant to have a tail? Bears have tails. So those things about basing as well, isn't it? When do people tend to do the bracing? I think my answer is definitely, it depends what I'm doing at the time. So knowing that I had this stream, I had to have some models spray painted and I had to do them soon. But if I was doing them off stream, Would I have done the base first? I think there's definitely certain parts that you want to do first. Like if you're going to stick stuff onto the base, I think that kind of thing's much easier if the model isn't actually glued down yet. But I think if you're going to do like pigment powders and stuff like that, it works to do it afterwards, because then you can sort of incorporate the model into the base more. That's the cop-out answer, isn't it? As always, it depends. There's a thing that quite a lot of people ask about in training. They're like, hey, should you do, calculate columns, or should you do query editor? And the funny thing about it is the actual guys who wrote the DAX language did a video about it. And right at the very beginning he says, so which should you choose? It depends. Now if you want my full thoughts, and he does a 30-minute video about it, and his very last thing he says, so in summary, it depends. And that really made me chuckle. Oh, rats. That's too much. When in doubt, make it way, way too bright, and then you can always darken it down with a wash. That's my mantra. Maybe I should make him a panda. At this point he's looking very black and white. Maybe that's how you're supposed to know that Bjorn's a neutral party, because he's all in greys. It's all shades of grey. When your paint starts to look like it's going to add colour to your models, that's probably when you don't want to drink it. I do find I've definitely drunk less paint water since I've started using jam jars, because you're less likely to get those confused. Whereas with the mugs, you can definitely get them mixed up. How's everyone getting on? What is everyone working on tonight? I'm gonna have another quick look and see if I can't see this missing axe. Not that I need the axe on for just now, because it's not like I could stick it on and this thing was too darn small anyway, but if I can at least find it, that would help. Also gives me a chance to eat a Kit Kat. Not sponsored. Have any of you tried any of the weird colours of Kit Kats? I had a colleague that went there and they brought back matcha tea and wasabi Kit Kats. Two separate types. I have a grey carpet. I'm literally looking on grey for a grey piece of plastic. Maybe if I'm really lucky, I'm sitting on it. No. No such luck. It's like a Where's Wally book, but everything is grey. Every single thing is grey. Nope. I can't believe I found it and then immediately lost it. It's the most frustrating thing about it. Unless, of course, the same bear has got it again. I don't know how that would have been possible. It fell off my lap. No. Okay, fine. Well, you can hope. I mean, he has come out brown. Doesn't really look like the picture on the stream though. Let's see, what does it look like? Oh, they've got really, really dark brown. Wow. Practically made it black and then the face is brown. Well, I guess I've got a slightly browner bear. Black wash would be too much. Do I have a brown wash that would do? There's no way I don't have a giant pot of Agrax Earthshade somewhere. There's absolutely no way. What's that? Nuln oil. It's good stuff. Purple. Gilliman's Flesh. Well, at this point, it's not the colour I want, so why not? Why not? Treat yourself. Go crazy. Wait, did I lose a paintbrush at some point? That would explain what this paintbrush is. Oh, that was... No, I have no idea what that is. It's green stuff on a stick. Quite excited to see my friend Sergey at MiniQuest has sent over a box of stuff, and I know he's about to launch some of his own merch. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's in this box, this mystery box. He's really changed his channel around for the better. He's found what it is that he really wants to do with the channel, which is not necessarily making Warhammer content, but making more dioramas and stuff like that. And you could tell in the quality of his videos and his attitude towards making videos, it's really changed to the better, because he now knows what he wants to make. Has anyone watched Squidmar's latest video? It's the fourth one with Henry Cavill in the thumbnail. It says that he's finally traded up to a Warlord Titan. But the question is, was it to Henry Cavill? Or was it to someone else? Because that was his plan, wasn't it? Paint it up and then trade it. I feel like my number count will have come slightly down. If I manage to finish this stream, I'll have painted 3 models versus the last stream where I painted 60 centurions. Not centurions, sorry, Roman legionnaires. Do you know what's funny? I spent 2 or was it 3 streams painting the Journey to Middle Earth, and I still haven't played it. Whole reason was I wanted to get it painted as quick as possible so I could play it, and still haven't played it. And yeah, I still want to get the expansions. That FOMO. Grey Fox, who do one of my favourite games, Champions of Midcard, are doing another Kickstarter, and it's it's all you can do to just make sure to resist the old temptation to Kickstarter it straight away. I'm trying to do a rule of basically you can buy into any game systems that you've already got. So Mythic Pantheon, I bought Ragnarok, and when the Egyptian one comes out, I'll buy that one. But no new systems. That's what I'm vaguely trying for. I'm kind of glad. Like, imagine if Kickstarter made it really easy to see how much you'd spend with them. You'd probably be absolutely shocked and probably never want to back a Kickstarter. But I'm guessing that's probably why they don't show you it. It's like the ones where people then go for FIFA. They'll do like a Freedom of Information Act to see how much they've spent in buying like special leagues and footballers and whatnot. And then they find out it's tens of thousands of pounds over several years. But still. Would you want to know? If you could push a button and find out how much you've spent in total on wargaming, would you want to know? Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. How much in your lifetime do you think you've spent on, I guess, the hobby? The honey. How much do you think you've spent on the honey? What should we do? Less than 1,000. Less than 10,000. Is that too big of a leap? Well, we'll do less than 5,000. Less than 5,000. Less than 10,000. Or more than 10,000. What do you think? Do you think you spent more than £10,000 on the hobby? I'm not sure. I think I've definitely spent more than 5,000. Spread over 20 odd years. But I think less than 10,000. That'd be my bet. What do you think? How much have you spent? You spent 1,000? 10,000? Darkened them down. Whether it will stay that dark, that is a question for afterwards. Same with this thing with this guy. I need this guy darker. Let's see. Will I regret doing a black wash? Let's see. Nope, that looks okay. I'm okay with that. It's one of those things is even if you actually look at black bears, how dark actually are they? Or are they actually just dark brown? Maybe that's my problem. I'm trying to paint this guy as black, but it should actually be dark brown. when I start filling in the gaps with so much paint, that's when I know I'll have gone too far. That's when I'll know I can't get away with the keep adding stuff until it looks good. Oh, that was a bad decision. Shouldn't have done the face. How about I dab it off? Remember, if you fancy posting any of your pictures of what you've been doing in the Discord, link is below. It looks very shiny. I don't know if the new Null Oil is meant to be shinier or less shiny. This is still the old ones. Oh, this is Null Oil. That would explain why it doesn't look like Null Oil. Because it's not Null Oil, it's contrast. Ah. Yes, that would indeed give a completely different colour. Although I'm not hating it, apart from the glossiness. We can bring that down with a matte varnish. Okay, so I got two wet bears again. So it's back to Grim Bjorn. Right. Grim Bjorn, where were we up to? We have a very, very pale boy. And I should have done some washes on him while I was waiting for everything else to dry. That would have been a good idea. Let's do some grey on the pauldrons, which I actually have some grey already dry here, so that will do. Nicely. Oh, here's something cool I got the other day. It was a Kickstarter for 1000, and there was two little cards, and it's the card pack. I've got quite a few of card decks which are just like really cool card decks made by creators or made by just cool decks. My problem is I never want to use them because they're so pretty. The artwork's really cool on them. That's, for example, one of the Jokers or the Aces. I think this is, I can't remember. But that's cool. I've got another one which is Alice Returns to Madness sort of style. It's all artwork for the game War in Wonderlands. Right, so let's get the grey. It's hard to tell where his hair starts and where the fur ends. Maybe I should have done it brown to match the fur of his bear. Maybe that's what it's meant to be. It's like hinting at the bear he is. I still haven't done this. Not scabbard. Holster? Quiver. Still not painted the quiver on his back. Hasn't really kept any of its yellowy tones from the underpaint, does it? Just looks grey now. However, what have we got? We need another brown, but we need a slightly different brown. So more like a reddy brown. Which this contrast paint might just do. Gilliman's Flesh. Although if I'm doing this a reddy colour, I'll need to do the arrows nice red as well. Hoping that doesn't run, because it could run all over my nice ivory bow, which is not what I want. Right, let's get some red and do those arrows. Carmine red. I could have sworn there was like something like a carmine dragon that you could buy from Forge World, and I swear it was amethyst. When you're painting these models, you're like, hang on a minute, that'd be quite a cool thing to try. Would be like doing your own fletching. I wonder what that would be like. How hard would it be? I'm always jealous of when you see people like Carl Urban, who obviously played AMR. And he's talking about what they all did with their sort of their armor and stuff like that. So he just kept his. So he's still got his Rohirrim helmet. So many of them are meant to give it back, and then they're just like, nope, not giving it back. I know Ryan Reynolds was a terror for it. He's like, yep, I am taking this suit and nobody can stop me. I don't think the speed paint helped there. One thing I will say is they will all have paint on them. That's for sure. Right. Well, they're all wet. Why not continue a bit more with Horse Lupercal? What colour is Horse Lupercal's cloak in the last fight? Or does he not have a cloak? I'm going to go with purple. That's how I painted him when I had the Forge World model a long time ago. I did the sort of turquoise of the Lunar Wolves, and then purple, just because I like purple. So I'm going to go with purple. That is a bit bright. Let's go for... Ooh, what's darken it down? Grey? Or is that just going to take all the wonderful colour away? Let's see. A bit of purple, bit of grey. What does that give me? It gives me the same colour. Oh well, it'll do as a base coat. We can always darken it down and lighten it up. Yeah, that is not the colour I want. I will need to have a look and see if I've got a darker purple somewhere. That was good though to find out that about the speed paints, why none of them have the colour that I wanted. It's because purple and violet are completely different colours. That was cool to learn. Let's block you. Sorry girls, 18 sight. You have been removed. The one that always makes me laugh is Sergey always gets bots in English, and I tended to get bots in German. Difference is he can speak English, so you could understand what they were saying. Just remember, if you're ever feeling low or unattractive, just go in your spam filter and you'll see all the eligible men and women that are wanting to have sex with you. That's a good way of making yourself feel good. That is a statement cloak and a half. That will take a lot to dye down. Not quite the royal purple I was envisioning. I wonder if I've got any contrast paints that are going to be the right colour. Then again, I don't see them dyeing this colour down. It's very Slaanesh. Reminds me of the Demonette skin that you can get from the Games Workshop range. That is a statement. That is a statement, Horus. But then again, what else would you expect from the Arch Traitor? Look how cute the tiny dog is. The one on the Horus Heresy model is way bigger. This is the 3D print I got for one of the Hobby Hoarders podcast challenges, which was paint a diorama. And Matt did this gorgeous one where it was Lurtz versus Boromir. But mine took just that bit too long to arrive for me to be able to get it done in time. Let's do the... I want that to be grey. Is any of this dry? It is. Lovely. Well, this model is pretty cool, and it fits the sort of picture of the Last Stand. I have to say, though, it really does pale in comparison to the Horus Heresy ones, the Forge World ones. That new Horus Ascendant, whatever they decide to call them, because they're going to do all of the Primarchs at their full power. Those are some really nice models. Well, Horse is the only one we've seen. I think it's pretty funny, they basically got to the end of the 18 and then are restarting, but with them at their height of their power. I do wish they'd done the Emperor though. But maybe they're holding on to do that one when everyone's at their full power. I guess the thing is as well, they have to do rules, don't they? So as soon as they introduce the Emperor, what rules do you give the Emperor, the most powerful psyker to ever existed in the human race? I was going to say the most powerful to ever existed, but I'm not entirely certain that would be true. Do you know, I might have to try that technique where you dip the whole thing in streaking grime and see if I can get him darker. That's two really, really bright colours. I can't remember if Horse or Angron was my first Primarch model. It might have been Angron actually, because I remember I gave him wings so that he could also be a Demon Prince for Warhammer Old World. I absolutely love these tassels that they add on to them. I just think that's so good. And Angron in his bronze and red tassels really does look good. It's one of my favourite moments from the Horus Heresy books. Is the moment where Angron gets stomped on by a Titan and like throws it over because he gets annoyed. Don't you know who I am? It's not Warlord Titan or anything like that. It's more of the Scout Titans, but still. I can't imagine there's many beings that could survive getting stomped on by a Titan. It's definitely one of those models where you reach the ass phase really quick. I think the detail's just a little bit too small to enjoy. Well, we didn't fully get anything fully done. I guess you could count the bears almost as fully done. But then again, after just being spray painted, they were almost fully done. So Grim Bjorn now has several different shades of brown on him and is leaking. He's got too much paint. Bjorn has several shades of black on him. Well, that's definitely closest to what I was wanting. So I needed to go a lot darker than what I'd thought. And I need a much more subtle dry brush. Happy with the face though. Happy with the face in both of them actually. Grim Bjorn. Really happy with the green. I need to darken down the clothes. Happy with the boots. The skin. I don't know if I want to leave them that pale. I wish I'd written that down because that would work nicely for my Tanith, the Gaunt's Ghost guys, because they're meant to be that. And I don't like the bow still needs more coats, and I don't like the quiver. That definitely needs more work. But he's got colour on him. I just need to find that axe handle. But thank you to everyone who's kept me company. I'm cutting a little bit short because I've got to get up at 5 AM. But that should be us back on track. So every Wednesday for more painting. So make sure that you have your miniatures ready. And remember, you can join the Discord so you can post up pictures. I'd love to show pictures at the end of every stream. But have a good rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye. Remember to battle the backlog.